The three elements which affect the taxation. One is interest, you pay as per your tax slab. Second is your your dividend on the SPV, which is tax free, still is tax free. The third is amortization. Amortization is used to be tax free, now it is taxable.
My name is Arpit Arora. I'm India's leading personal finance expert and passive income coach, and I'm on that quest to change the middle class of India and transform their financial life in such a way that they are able to have the potential to follow their passion. They have the focus to follow their passion. They are not distracted by money because they're creating enough passive income, and most importantly, they're able to live with inner peace and joy. And that, my friends, happens by winning the game of money. That happens when you upgrade your financial IQ, and that most importantly happens when you are committed to achieve financial freedom in your life, because it cannot happen without a commitment. And it is my commitment to make sure you get all the support that you need to walk and achieve that destination.
10 budget highlights. The 10 budget highlights which financially made a lot of sense to me, and something in the lines of personal finance is going to affect us all. So, what are those? I'm going to get started with this. For this, I'm going to start with one of my favorite ones, which is REITs and InvITs. Now, you know that I am so fond of REITs and InvITs that I've been talking about it for the last couple of years, but I haven't invested in them. Why? Because of the valuations. No matter how much I love to invest in any asset class, until my valuations are not being reached, I will not invest. Now, the budget did something into the taxation structure of REITs and InvITs, but the price of both of them started falling. Now, initially, I thought they're falling for a different reason until I actually went through the entire budget, the entire report summary, and I found out what it actually was. And here is what it is. So, the reason why REITs and InvITs, all of them, have been hitting a 52-week low is simply because of the taxation. What sort of taxation? If you can see here, the different ways with which the taxation is being made on the payout the REIT or InvIT gives you. One, you receive as interest and rentals. This is tax as per your tax slab. There is another that is dividend, which is exempt. Exempt because it's a special purpose vehicle. This is the structure of the REIT and InvIT, that the money you receive as dividend from it will be considered as tax free, which is a good thing. The third is loan repayment. This is also known as amortization. Means you're paying back, you've been paid back the money that you had invested, in other words. Now, this used to be tax free pre budget. On the basis of this, many companies, especially like Brookfield, took a lot of advantage of this, because they made their the plan in such a way that the capital, sorry, not Brookfield, Mindspace, they used it in such a way that there was no capital repayment in this. So, in this entire game, what we saw was the three elements which affect the taxation. One is interest, you pay as per your tax slab. Second is your your dividend on the SPV, which is tax free, still is tax free. The third is amortization. Amortization is used to be tax free, now it is taxable. How this affects the three different REITs? Embassy, we see the dividend is 24% of the payout that they give you, which is still tax free. Interest is 28%, which is previously taxable, still taxable. The capital repayment, 48%, is now going to be taxable. So this highly affects the price of embassy, which is why the price has touched sub 300 levels as well. And I feel the price will still be in some pressure. We will like to buy it under 300 price. The second one, Mindspace, has no capital repayment built into it. So this is least affected in terms of price. This makes it rather very lucrative compared to other options. The last one, Brookfield, has a 37% of the money which they pay out as capital repayment. So this is less affected. So the one which is most affected is embassy, which means the price of embassy is likely to fall stronger, and it is falling stronger than the other ones, which may make the embassy a preferred choice of investment for us as well, by the way. The same thing when we put it into InvITs, the price is not affected as much because only 8 rupees or 8% or 4% is the capital repayment part on which the taxation is now going to be put on. So India Grid, although the price of India Grid is also falling, but it has not taken as big a hit as the REIT because the element of capital repayment in REIT is much higher. Now, given all this, we've seen everything in the REIT and InvIT space falling down. And however, if you look at this particular section, what is the current yield? You are seeing the REIT's blue bar is the current yield, and the orange bar is a current yield if loan repayment is taxed, which is now the current case. So the yield in embassy has fallen, the real yield after tax adjustment is fallen to 5.9% now. It is still, by the way, higher than the other two REITs. So it still can be considered as an option. Effectively, in a nutshell, REITs have become more lucrative in terms of pricing, but less lucrative in terms of tax efficient results. In case you invest in the REITs and InvITs from an account which is low on taxes or from an HUF, then you're going to benefit from this, you won't be much affected. But if in case all of your accounts are in 30-40% tax bracket, then obviously it will take a toll on your net returns. This is what my summary on this is. And I see it as an opportunity, honestly speaking. This has become one reason for the prices to fall more than what they should. That is how the markets anyways behave. So we're going to use this opportunity very soon. The second thing that I learned from the taxation from this budget was the tax-free income. Now this much everyone is aware of, that you can make up to 7 lakh rupees tax-free income over and above 5 lakhs, which was 5 lakh was the last limit, 7 lakh is the new limit now. Main benefit really is the, in the past, if you were making up to 5 lakh rupees ki income, you were not paying any taxes on this. Now, if you make up to 7 lakh rupees ki income, then you're not having to pay tax on this. So, and this is provided you're going for the new tax slab. So that is the benefit that you're going to get out of this. So which means that you can further increase your taxable income, which won't be taxed anymore. The third one is the benefit for the middle class. So the third benefit that we got was of the middle class. They're going to benefit from the reduction in number of slabs. So pehle the slabs were 6, now they are 5. So count 3 to 6 lakhs as the first, then 6 to 9, 9 to 12, 4 to 12 to 15, and 15 plus. So 5 slabs. The first slab is anyways free. A reduction in this means a few tens of thousands of taxes being saved. Even if you fall across this slab, because the slab sizes have increased from 2.5 lakhs to 5 and 5 to 7.5 like that, they've moved it up from in a 3 lakh incremental. This further reduces the tax burden that you'll have to pay now. For the salaried and pensioners, the standard deduction of 50,000, which was only available in the old scheme, is now also available in the new scheme. So this is another reduction in the taxes for people in both schemes now. Even the people in new tax scheme, you can get the benefit of that 50,000. You don't have to pay tax on it. One small hint, if you have understood from the taxation structure and the finance minister, is that they want you to move to the new tax scheme. They want you to be in the new tax scheme. Eventually, they're going to make it harder for you. They anyways have made it harder for business owners to switch. You can only switch once. Salaried people can choose yearly. Very soon, I feel they're going to move everyone to the new one. Give enough benefits in the new one, simplify the new one enough, and most people will be able to use the new one only as time comes along. Then this is a good news for the wealthy. Now, people who are in the highest tax slab were having to pay 42% tax because of the surcharge on income made over and above 5 CR. Now, in that case, the surcharge has been reduced from 37% to 25%, reducing your total tax slab to just 39 from 42. So 3% saving. 3% saving for a person making 5 crore income is a lot of tax, by the way. So that's the benefit for the wealthy. For the senior citizen, this is one of my favorite things that I love, like on the budget. If you are a senior citizen, or if you have one in the family over and above the age of 60 or 58, if I'm not wrong, for this particular scheme, you can double check it. You can invest in senior citizen savings scheme with the post office or through the bank. The return on this is 8%. Up to 30 lakh rupees can be invested. Previously, it was just 15. So you can literally make 20,000 rupees tax-free passive income for your parent if they don't have any other income value. You can make 2.4 lakhs for the year, up to 7 lakh anyways is tax-free. If they have other income, even up to 7 lakhs is still tax-free. So 20,000 per month tax-free passive guaranteed income can be created using the senior citizen savings scheme. So without making risky investments or even having to open a demat account or other things, you can take care of your parents financially by using some part of their money, which might be in FDs, can move into senior citizen savings scheme and get this benefit. This provision is only in case your parents are over 60 and with a maximum limit of 30 lakhs. And by the way, senior citizen savings scheme is also 80C deductible. So in either ways, whichever scheme you go for, new or old, you can take the benefit of it. For professionals, this is again one of the most wonderful things. I'm so thankful the finance minister has done this. It is protected by the bank risks because this is done by the post office, which comes in through the central government, not bank, not state. So you are in a much better risk proportion. So this is my favorite. This particular section of presumptive taxation is one of my favorites. It is called 44AD and 44ADA. So people who are small business owners who run their business and they don't want to have their books audited. They don't want to maintain books. They want to reduce the cost of compliance. They can go for sections like these, 44ADA and 44AD. If you are into a business which has a turnover of less than 3 crores, then you can go for 44AD in the next financial year. 50% of your income will be treated as an expense. You don't have to have your books made or audited. Simply a percentage of your turnover becomes, this is not 50% by the way, 44ADA. You choose how much percent, 8%, 10%, 12%, 15%, 20%. You can choose how much tax do you want to pay on your total turnover. Yes, it has to be justifiable, obviously. Again, the CAs will help you there. But the main thing is you don't have to have the books made. You don't have to have books audited either. Instead, you can get the benefit of this. The second one is for professionals. You don't have a business, but you are an individual professional. You don't have another PAN card for your business. For those people, up to 75 lakhs of income can be made. 50% is a presumptive tax on this. Again, no books to be made, no auditing to be done. And this can really simplify the ease of doing business. So it's a very, very big welcome move. And we use certain strategies to reduce the taxation of business owners using this as well. So that sort of thing is obviously done on a one-to-one basis, but it's a wonderful, wonderful tool that one can use. So really, you must consider this. The eighth one is also interesting one, which is conversion of physical gold. So अभी तक past में क्या होता था, if you have physical gold and you're selling it and you're trying to convert it into digital gold, you have to pay capital gain tax on the physical gold because you're selling it. But although I don't have the exact provisioning on which particular sort of transaction pay this is going to happen, but your physical gold can be converted into digital gold or vice versa without having to pay capital gain tax. The sale will not be considered. A conversion will be considered. Will it be only be done by MMTC, PAP, or other particular registered vendors, or can it be also be done with SGB? The clarification on this is yet to come. But at least this much provision, the right steps in the right direction are being taken by the finance ministry. So it's a very, very good welcome. The ninth one has really benefited all of us because if you remember, since the last 1.5 years, we've been actively asking everyone to invest in the precious metals, given that we found the valuations of those cheaper. We made great returns out of gold. Gold also happened to be one of the highest returning asset class of 2022, beating equity markets, where we had invested considerably in 2022, and silver as well. So they say the luck always favors the brave. So those decisions that we took helped us in ways more than what we thought, because even the finance ministry increased the duty on the price of gold and silver. The duty on silver is now 10% and gold is on 12.5%. So we made money because of the dollar going up, we made money because of the duty going up. And we booked our profits, some part of money into silver and gold in the last week for that matter. So this again was a very welcome move for us. And the last one is that of a real estate, where the capital gain reduction that you get when you move from one property to another into the residential space, that limit is now only at 10 crore. So for the people who don't know this, if you have a residential house and you're selling it and the capital gains you make on it, there are many ways to offset it. Either you buy 54 EC bonds for 5 years, which are infrastructure capital gain bonds. Those typically give you, say, 4%, 4.5% returns. Or you take this money and you buy another house. In both cases, you will not have to pay capital gain tax on the first house that you sold. Now, there is a limit to that of 10 crore rupees, which I think it's a good thing for us, because a lot of past decisions that a lot of our investors have made or our students have made is that they have invested in land or in residential houses or flats. And when they want to sell them, they feel pressure to buy the same real estate residential again to save that. And I have been explaining to them how it is important to sometimes pay the tax, because the opportunity cost of the growth of that money is going to be way more. It will also help you to balance your asset classes, so on and so forth. So this way, this kind of makes it harder for people to fall for the same trap, at least for bigger investments into residential. So might not be positive for the rest of the market, but I see it as a positive, because this helps us to go in the right direction of sometimes even paying taxes and then investing.